Hey, hey, fam bam, what's up, what's up?
What's up?
It's your girl, Santina.
Your man, Trey.
And we back with another video. Oh, yeah, and Princess. Say hi, Princess. Hi, I'm here too. So, you guys, today we want to talk about our journey with working at the School for the Blind. So, as a lot of you guys know, that's been watching, we have been filling out application after application after application to work at the School for the Blind, because for me, it's really been something that I've been wanting to do, you know, pretty much my whole adult life, but I've just never been in a position or been in the city where a School for the Blind is at. So I've never really had the opportunity, but moving here to Ohio in Columbus, you know, that's where School for the Blind is here. So this is my first real opportunity being able to even think about working there. So we've been filling out applications for both of us since last June, but every application that we turn in, we always get a couple months later, we get an email telling us that they picked someone else. So it's been really tough trying to get in, and it's been really tough trying to get a job, period. Even outside of the School for the Blind, just because we're both legally blind, and it's tough to get people to hire us. So we've been trying to do other things as well, even while we were trying to get into the School for the Blind, but yeah, it's tough.
Tough, like a burnt rib.
So, anyway, we both have been working with OOD, Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities, and one of the programs that they have there is to help you to get a job. So, I think, was it our last video? We did share our experience with working with OOD.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so if you want to know a little bit more about the history of that, you can definitely check it out on the video before this one, and it explains our whole experience. But I pretty much they weren't really able to help me with the job because I like to work with children, and all the jobs that pertain to working with children, it seems people don't want to hire legally blind people, so it's tough for me to actually even work in the field that I want to work in. So that's tough. But the School for the Blind was like my best, you know, thing that I really wanted to do. But it seems like our applications, they're not getting to them, or they find somebody before they get to us. We haven't received any emails saying that we don't qualify, so I don't really know what's going on there. But we're still turning in our applications. But my OOD worker suggested that we go ahead and try to volunteer. That's a way to get our foot in the door, right? So we did that. We went and we talked to the guy there, and we told him how we were very interested in volunteering. So this was the process. Go ahead, Trey.
So we went and met with him and talked to him, told him he's interested in volunteering, and he also told us at the time that they were looking for new people to help out in the dorms, resident, whatever they call it.
Yeah, that's the youth leader.
The youth leader. So he told us to apply again. We applied again. Now we're just waiting to see what happens. And he's from Michigan. We from Michigan, so hopefully he has some pull in helping us get it in there. But last week on
was it Tuesday?
Last Tuesday, the 31st, I guess it was.
Yeah.
31st.
Yep, it was the 31st.
Yeah, 31st. We went to the school and we volunteered with the after school program. Yeah, we got to speak to some of the kids. We got to kick it with some of the kids. For me, it wasn't a lot for me to do at the time because it was like so many other volunteers there from Ohio State already. It was like 6 of them, 7 of them. It was a whole gang of them out there.
Yeah.
But we did get a chance to see how it goes, how it operates, and maybe future how we can intertwine ourselves into the whole mix and be more involved. And plus, it was they just got back from their spring break, so the students didn't have much homework, didn't have much to do. So they was really like doing visual art with them, and that's pretty cool. You know, for blind people doing visual art. I think they were trying to do like something related to spring, whatever the case may be. But yeah. So we plan on the next time trying to, intertwine ourselves a little bit more by trying to do things a little bit different, and hopefully that works. So we don't know when the next time we're gonna volunteer. We'll probably reach out to them and see when the next time it's available for us to volunteer. And go from there. How was it for you?
Well, it was good. I was able to actually see what they were doing. It's a little different for Trey because he was the only blind person in there. So, but they had like these white canvases, which is just like a white little, I think it was, I don't know what kind of board it was, a paper board or whatever it was. And then they had tissue paper, colorful tissue paper. And they just, balled it up however they wanted to do it, fold it up, ball it up, rip it up, and just glue it to the canvas. And it was, for them to make flowers. It was like a flower kind of thing. And the kids enjoyed it. They were able to do it however they wanted to do it. I actually wanted to take some video, but I didn't. I don't believe we're allowed to record the kids or anything like that. So that kind of sucked. I did want to take a video of the work that they did so I could at least share that, but they ended up putting it away. So yeah, but hopefully next time, when we get more acquainted and we're able to be a little bit more relaxed and knowing what we're supposed to do or what we're not supposed to do and everything, it'll be a little, we'll be able to do a little bit more. Like Tremaine said, they had a whole bunch of volunteers and they already knew when to jump in, how to jump in. Each volunteer walked up to a student and sat down next to them and introduced themselves and proceeded to help them with the artwork and things like that. So now that we know that that's what we're supposed to do, now we kind of know, like, okay, when we get in there, when all the kids sit down, just try to walk up to the kids and get involved.
Yeah.
But it's just, I was also thinking too, like by Trey being totally blind, it's not so easy for him to just walk up to somebody because he doesn't really know, he can't see them. And they're blind too. So it's like, I pretty much think that pretty much the way it's going to work for us is I'll probably have to assist him and then just, assist him while we assisting the student because there's no way for him to independently, work. But for one, he doesn't know his way around. That was his first time, And then for two, everybody else is sighted. Everybody can see. So while me and Tremaine are trying to walk and I'm trying to make sure he's going the right way where we're supposed to be following these volunteers, we get left behind. And then by the time we get to the corner to turn whichever way they turn, they done went into a room somewhere. And I'm like, well, where did they go? I don't even know what room they went in. So it's kind of tough for a blind volunteer. They need an assistant. So pretty much that's why I just figured, okay, I'm just going to have to assist my husband, and just whoever he goes to work with, and I'll just work with him with whoever he's working with because I won't be able to independently do anything because he needs someone to help him. So that's just, I guess, how it's going to have to be. At least we get to be involved. So,
I think once we get more established there, they will find a way to integrate us into it a little bit more. and get us
Yeah.
more involved in it. And like you said, it was the first time
It was
doing
the first day. Mm-hmm.
it. It was, you know what I'm saying, it was expected to be a little rough. So, but I think once we integrate ourselves a little bit more in there and fill out how things supposed to be, then we'd be able to do more as far as, and plus, like I said, it was the first week, so it's like if we was to go one day this week, I'm sure there might be a day where they have homework where I can go and work with a student, help them with their homework independently. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also gonna start refreshing myself on reading Braille, so I can be a little bit more helpful in that department too. I mean, I can read Braille, as you know, but it's just been a while since I've read Braille for real.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna take the time to refresh my Braille memories. You know what I'm saying? And get to, so we have some more I can do independently up. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be holding you down or tying you down, because what we really wanted to do is like establish ourselves as one of the youth leaders, and that's a totally different thing. Youth leaders are like, they're like the RNs at the college. You know what I'm saying? They're the people who's over there helping out in the dorm, making sure students are getting help, getting where they need to be, assisting in that way. That's pretty much what a youth leader is, and that job is a little bit more, I think, along the lines of what we can do independently.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we still hoping to get that job and come through on there. But we do got other pillars out there in the community as well. But yeah, but I think that once we go there and establish ourselves a little bit more, and the more we get established there, and like you said, we didn't know the layout of the place, so
no,
the school is designed for blind people, so it's not like you're gonna get lost. You know what I'm saying? It's not no weird turns and corners, but like she said, I was trying to use my cane independently, and she's waiting back for me, and she's missing where they turn left or right into the road. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, hold on, where did they go? So yeah, basically, I know that once they get acquainted, knowing that, you know, Tremaine is blind and he's the only blind person there, but once they get to know him and they, you know, get used to him being there, they'll probably, you know, pay a little bit more attention to make sure to look out, you know, stuff like that. So,
but we also want to find out the different other programs that they have, because they do a lot there at the school. They have bands, swimming, sports, other activities they do.
Mm-hmm. They even got cheerleading. I'm interested in checking that out.
So maybe like when they do have that super gang of volunteers from OSU, maybe we can find something else to do as far as volunteering and looking into that. We definitely need to find out about that.
Yeah, because like I you know, I don't mind doing like the art stuff, the stuff that they do after school, but I don't really know about doing the tutoring stuff. I just want to do like the extracurricular activities, like, you know, the after school fun stuff that they do. I want to help out with that type of stuff. So
yeah,
we're gonna check that out and see. But overall, our first day, it was pretty interesting. It was nice to just be able to just kind of sit in the back and kind of watch and see how things are done, and kind of check the kids out, you know, get to see how their personalities are and see, you know, their creativity with their artwork. And so we had one student, every time we said something, this boy was like, "Who is that?" You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trying to figure, because, you know, they don't know our voices. So it's like if Tremaine says something and, you know, the student would hear him, they'll be like, "Who is that to my left?" Or "Who is that talking behind me?" And then we would introduce ourselves, like, you know, we introduce ourselves to him a couple times, because, you know, he's not used to us there. So, and we weren't working directly with anybody. So it was kind of like we were just sitting there, and then if he hear us say something, he wants to know who was that.
Yeah, but overall, it was a cool experience.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. They even had this thing called Braille art. I saw the lady who's in charge of the after school programs. She was working with this young man on Braille art, and I really, really wanted to see, how it was and what it was, because I never heard of Braille art before. But after everything was over and I was talking to her, she was explaining it to me. She was learning it herself while she was teaching. She didn't really know how to do it, but she's got the instructions or the directions on what you're supposed to do. So she was helping him in that way. But when we were waiting for our ride and she was waiting for her ride, we were sitting there talking, and she had remembered that somebody did Braille art of the American flag. And so she showed that to me, and I'm like, wow, how did they take these Braille letters and turn it into things, It was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see if I can share that on our page as well. See if I can get a picture of it and put it on there. It was really cool. I'm interested in knowing how they did it. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on now that weren't happening when we were younger. So we trying to catch up and see what's going on in the blind world now, that the children are doing that we didn't have when we were younger. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited about it.
Looking forward to going back.
Mm-hmm. So if we don't go back this week, we're definitely going to check into next week and see what's going on. Because I don't know. I don't really feel like they really need volunteers like that. But they just gave us a chance because of how passionate we sounded. Like, oh, yes, we really want to do this. And, I was putting it in. I was putting it on there now. Putting that icing on there. And the man was impressed. Like, oh, yeah, we'll get you in. We'll get you in to volunteer. So here we are.
Well, if you haven't done it already, click that the subscribe button and the follow button.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you like, leave a comment, let us know what your thoughts is.
Thank you.
And anything you want to say, make sure you do comment, because we like to respond to people who comment.
Yes. And
share. Go ahead.
Yep, and we'll be able to share more of our journey with you. I'll be able to record what I can, what I'm allowed to, so you guys can see. Some people don't have the experience of the School for the Blind, so I'll try to give that to y'all the best that I can. So,
I think that's a wrap.
That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We love you, and we'll see you on the next video.
Peace.
Bye.